Okarito is surrounded by Tai Putini National Park, the Tasman Sea, and the Okarito Lagoon and waterways. It's the perfect place to be New Zealand's first dark sky community. The International Dark Sky Places program offers 5 different types of designations, including communities, dark sky parks, dark sky reserves, dark sky sanctuaries, and urban night sky places. Within New Zealand, we have 2 reserves. We have the Dark Sky Reserve at Tekapo, the largest in the world. We have the newest Dark Sky Reserve in New Zealand, Wairarapa. We have a Dark Sky Park located in the Nelson Tasman region, and 2 sanctuaries, Stewart Island and Aotea Great Barrier Island. New Zealand is a nation in process to become the world's first internationally recognized dark sky nation. So why protect Okarito's dark skies? A dark sky is a natural resource that is slipping away from the country and indeed from the planet. It's the same as the clean air that we breathe, the clean water that we drink. A benefit to protecting the dark sky community in Okarito would be to learn and understand the significance of the night sky from our ancestors by seeing the sky the same way that they did. But there's much more than that. Improper lighting can negatively affect our environment and impact our quality of life. This is not just a New Zealand issue, but this is a global issue causing harm all over the world. One of the impacts is on plants. Exposed to unnatural light, leaves grow long and weaken. Plants exposed to artificial light at night become less productive. Another impact on insects is with moths being attracted to artificial light. They're often killed, and this leads to a large decline in populations. This in turn leads to an impact on our wildlife and our birds. All animals, including humans, have a natural circadian rhythm. This becomes confused by artificial lighting. Shoreline life can be adversely affected, and this can have impacts all the way up the food chain. As mentioned, artificial light at night will lure moths to the lights and ultimately their death. Some of these moths are an important food source for whitebait and other native species. Humans, of course, are also included in having their disruption to circadian rhythms. Our minds and bodies have this natural rhythm. It increases, it winds up as the sun comes up, and as the sun goes down, we naturally quieten. But when we're exposed to bright LED lights and blue light, it's just like the sun coming up. The American Medical Association has declared light pollution a human health risk, and there are risks that have been associated with leukemia and other hormonally driven cancers. Our eyes are also impacted by too much nighttime light, and studies have shown that we can have a marked decline in the protective layers of our eyes from being exposed to excessive lighting at night. So why do we light up our night skies? Often it's because of fears of safety. We tend to think that lighting up our night skies is going to make us feel safer. In fact, many studies have been shown that this is not the case and that we can do it differently. Motion sensors are useful, and they can be directed to only light up areas that are required. And you can also use a warmer light, and that will minimize the detrimental effects. The city of Madrid, Spain, reduced their outdoor lighting by 50% and saw no increase in crime. Basically, we have some principles of responsible lighting. Light should be useful. It should be directed only to where it is needed. It should be off when it is not needed. The colors should be warmer tones like amber, not blue light. Lighting should not be any brighter than necessary. So Okarito could be the first dark sky community in New Zealand. Some of the benefits of being recognized of a dark sky community would be international recognition, some wonderful tourism benefits that actually align with Okarito's ethos, protecting our endemic and native species, plants, insects, and birds, as well as aquatic life. It fits in with our conservation goals as a community with zero introduced predators, jobs for nature work, and it's good for our community health and well-being. We can also help to future-proof and protect our skies for the next generation and provide education resources for kids, for families, for visitors, both domestic and international. Being a dark sky community aligns with New Zealand's recognition and celebration of Matariki, the night sky and the stars. We already have support from Tirunanga o Makawhio and the Okarito Community Association. We do already have some ideas for events, a Matariki festival to help strengthen this public holiday and its recognition within the Okarito community, perhaps a night sky photography competition. Our heritage buildings, the Okarito Wharf and Donovan's Store, are brilliant buildings to be lit up by a night sky. Night sky tourism, and also perhaps a potential collaboration with a new Punama pathway to enhance cultural and ancestral Maori legends and the history of the skies. Dark skies have been in the press a fair bit lately over the past year. The most recent one that we've seen, other than Wairarapa, is addressing New Zealand as a dark sky nation. This was in National Geographic in November 2022 in the travel section with the title, "What's a Dark Sky Nation and Why Does New Zealand Want to Become One?" New Zealand is aiming to become certified as a dark sky nation by the International Dark Sky Association and would be the first nation in the world to do so. So just a few of the examples of the dark skies and the stars and that you can see, the activities that you can do with telescopes and how you can help point out the amazing different systems in the sky that are available to us with the naked eye. So some of the requirements for becoming a certified dark sky community would include having a comprehensive lighting policy. We need to shield all lighting fixtures over 1,000 initial lamp lumens. We need to have a limit on the emission of short wavelength light. We would also need to have a restriction on the total amount of unshielded lighting and a policy to address overlighting, such as lumens per net acre. We would need regulations of new installations of publicly owned outdoor lighting and restrictions on the installation and operation of illuminated signs. We're very fortunate in Okarito is that we already have a dark sky community. We don't have an issue with street lights or having to change them. So these are some things that we actually could implement before having to undo policies. We need to have a community commitment to dark skies and quality lighting. So we already have our community association on board, and we're also looking for wider communities to support this application. So we're looking for broad support for dark skies from a range of community organizations, and we have our commitment from the community to dark skies and education. We'd also need to have success in light pollution control and a sky brightness measurement program we need to establish and maintain. Once established, the community must also erect and maintain appropriate signage indicating the International Dark Sky Community designation. Dark Sky New Zealand are able to assist us. There is an organization online already, and they are able to help in measuring the level of darkness and night sky brightness in our area. They can also help us obtain our dark sky accreditation and provide astronomy outreach to our community and provide assistance with building a group of dark sky ambassadors for the area. So next we were seeking support from Development West Coast, Westland District Council, Glacier Country Tourism Group, and Forest and Bird. We have already been asked to present at Glacier Country Tourism Group and Forest and Bird. Next steps would be to complete an intent to apply. It's a pre-application, and then research for funding support if we feel that we need to. This is not a short process. The application is going to take 1 to 2 years. We're going to aim to apply by the first quarter, maybe early second quarter of 2023, and we'll aim to complete and launch at Matariki 2024 or 2025. Okarito is a special place, and this is an opportunity for us to protect our night skies, our plants, our birds, our shoreline species, and our own health from future light pollution. And this can be achieved by becoming a part of the International Dark Sky Project and keeping these night skies protected for generations into the future. We were approached from Dark Sky Waiheke with this beautiful quote. Okarito is gorgeous and a hugely ecologically important area. It's very advantageous to you to not have to retrofit infrastructure that hasn't been rolled out yet unnecessarily. You have a taonga that needs to be preserved. Dark skies are sought by high-value Northern Hemisphere tourists as well as domestic. However, so many Kiwis don't realize just how fortunate we are for so long we've taken our dark skies for granted. Protect and preserve. You can find out more about International Dark Sky Association at www.darksky.org. And we're going to be available to take some questions from you for the next few minutes, and we're very happy to answer any questions via email. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to our Dark Sky presentation for the Okarito community.